Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You know, this is, excuse me,
a damn fine cup of coffee. And there we go. There we go, folks. Yeah. I want to show you the music video to this, and it's a really good one. It's basically somebody took edited clips of Twin Peaks and Mary Poppins with Dick Van Dyke dancing with the animated penguins. And, oh, that is some smooth. Dick Van Dyke is a smooth character. Oh, I just want to talk about something real quick. Welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this is my morning coffee show. A lot of people don't know that Dick Van Dyke's brother was in McClintock with John Wayne, and it's true because you can see that in one of the scenes where they're doing like a big like party and he's showing off the dance, and he dances exactly like Dick Van Dyke. You know, John Wayne being like, "What kind of fancy dancing is that?" Pilgrim. Yeah. That's gonna be a video coming up soon, and that. I'll give you the title of it, and I'll give you the synopsis of it. The title is going to be called For the Love of John Wayne, and it's going to be talking about why everybody loves John Wayne. And I haven't done the research yet, but I have come up with the concept of it. And basically, I'm going to be talking about who John Wayne was, his legacy, and the impact he's had on pop culture and stuff like that. And just talking about the different things. So... yes, and I will mention the one quote he is now famous for because we live in a PC culture day and age. But what I really do want to talk about as of now, and something that was just kind of like in my feed from YouTube, was something very interesting. So apparently everybody knows about Kanye West and his whole like supporting Trump thing, right? He kind of came out and, you know, talked about wearing the his Superman cape, you know, being the Trump Make America Great Again hat. And, you know, there's a lot of celebrities out there, especially rappers, who are, let's just say, not too happy with the current president. And I understand. But some of them are just kind of bad. I mean, let me give you like one example of this from my favorite rapper.
I forgot. Should I drop it on? That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Should I drop it on Donald Trump? Probably.
This shit is one of the worst fucking freestyles raps I've ever heard. It is absolutely dog shit, and especially from a very good rapper like Eminem, Marshall Mathers, or Slim Shady as he's referred to. It is a really good... what the fuck? Give me a second. There we go. Oh. There we go. It's hard to do a show like this. It's very hard. No, it is one of the most bogus things I've ever seen, because it's like, what the hell, man? You're not, like, you're a great rapper, but your little, like, you know, insult to Donald Trump was dog shit. So, I want to talk about, like, not really about Eminem or Kanye West, because Kanye West is a fucking genius. Like, we all took him for granted because of how, like, goofy he was back and, like, doing his goofy shit back then, and, you know, calling SNL assholes and stuff like that, and doing all sorts of shit. And his most famous one of, which people forget, you know, when they talk about him supporting Trump, they forgot he basically looked at national television, he looked at everybody on national television directly in the face of the camera and said, George W. Bush doesn't like black people. And Mike Myers went, donkey? No, he basically, and even Chris Tucker, like, when they cut to Chris Tucker was like, what does fucking motherfucker say? Jesus fucking Christ. And it is one of the funniest fucking shit ever, because it is, excuse my language, I've been swearing a little bit too much. My apologies. But then again, I have to be cautious about swearing because Susan Gizeski and Copa are forcing everybody to be your babysitter for your kids. So if you're propping them in front of morning coffee with James, shame on you. But I don't want to talk about. Now get to the point. I want to talk about 50 Cent, because now he's gone and started wearing the MAGA hat, and he's starting to support the president. Which, good job, man. Good job. Like, I'm not here to shit on him. I'm not here to talk about his rap career or the fact that, like, they're propping him up to be a rich man, but he's really not. Because that's not me. That's not what I'm going to do right now. Nope. Morning coffee is over. Okay, so that's the thing I love. That is the thing I love about this, is that when you have celebrities coming out and just kind of like putting aside their political differences to talk about stuff, and especially when it's coming from like like people you wouldn't expect to be like supporting the president, which this is my issue right now with these celebrities shitting on Donald Trump. And I know people out there are like, well, celebrities need to be shut up and I don't care about their opinion. Well, honestly, I wish I could say that, but honestly, we do like listening to the opinions of other people, and especially celebrities, because we're fascinated with what they have to say. Like, sometimes they can agree with us, sometimes they disagree with us, but sometimes they're just fucking whiny. Like, I love Joaquin Phoenix. He's one of my favorite actors, but god dang, man, I'm not going to be a vegan. Stop. Don't tell me that meat is murder. Don't tell me that it's all, veganism is a holier path. Because all it is that, and I'm not shitting on vegans. I'm just shitting on your ideology a little bit. I'm just shitting on the path that you chose, and I'm just shitting on the... Actually, yeah, it sounds like I am shitting on vegans, but I don't mind you start being a vegan. I don't mind you doing that. If you want to be a vegan, be a vegan. I don't care. If you want to be a carnivore, go ahead. Like, but for God's sakes, have a salad, if you're a carnivore, or some vegetables, or, some, not all, but if you're like if you're a vegan, eat chicken. I mean, chicken isn't in abundant, my friend. It's like, who cares? It's like, chickens are just... And I know people out there are chicken lovers and stuff like that who are like, I love my chicken. And it's like, I do too, when it's baked, battered, or fried, or grilled. Or eat eggs. My God, I'm tired of the whole argument that you're eating someone's menstrual cycle. It's like, chickens can produce a lot of eggs, okay? And it's like, you're upset about just eating the egg. It's like, first of all, it's like, oh, you can't drink any milk because you're taking it from the, poor calf. Everybody deserves we need to die to save the planet. Shut the fuck up, Karen. I'm tired of your bullshit. It's that same woman from Glass and that, like, off, and that, not awful. No, that movie was good. King of Monsters. Godzilla King of Monsters. That one woman who was like, I thought you were trying to save the environment. It's like, I'm glad she got killed off, because that's what you get. That's what you deserve if you're gonna be like that. We're gonna be fine. The planet's gonna be fine. It finds ways to naturally fuck us over. But it's the biggest problem right now. Like, well, the 50 Cent thing. Well, I'm glad 50 Cent. What was I talking about? 50 Cent. 50 Cent. Just kind of came out and was like, he kind of retweeted something about how Donald Trump was destroying reporters and stuff like that, and it was kind of a funny thing. And somebody also, someone tweeted out like him photoshopped with his face on the president's like head. He had the hair and everything, but it was 50 Cent's face. And this is my thing, and I have to laugh at people who don't understand Donald Trump and don't understand why he doesn't like the media, and why some celebrities don't like the media either. Because the media, and I'm talking about mainstream news, I'm talking about tabloid people, I'm talking about people who shit on celebrities and get the facts wrong and just glean over what they're saying and stuff like that. We're living in a day and age where nobody does the research on stuff. So, for example, with like the whole Johnny Depp situation with Amber Rose, who basically Amber Rose was just abusing Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp was like looked upon as his enemy, and it turns out Amber Rose was like the villain of that story, and it makes me laugh when like people like jump on a bandwagon, and especially with that fucking news, like that garbage news site TMZ, which celebrities having celluloid on their butts. Oh, gross. It's like, you know what else is gross? Boogers and vomit and farts. What is it, the fucking 90s again? God dang. But I don't know. I love this. I kind of love the fact that like you have some celebrities who are speaking out about the president, because it's like, okay, granted, it's like celebrities' opinions. I understand, but sometimes you just want to hear that, and you just want to hear like them like speak the opposite of what everybody else is saying. Like, when you have celebrities preach about global warming and it's like environment change, and when they grandstand, and then Ricky Gervais comes on stage and goes, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking cunt." I mean, you don't just accept your award, go down. No, but everybody's tired of hearing you speak about this. Everybody's tired of you speaking about this, and I understand that. Like. And especially, like, when they're just making, like, and again, like, when people, like, SNL, which has not been funny for a while now, because they haven't gotten funny people. Maybe it's because they've been using the same fucking material over and over again, and the same people over and over again, instead of cycling out new ones. Like they should. Or getting some real raw motherfuckers up there. I would love to be on SNL. I don't think I would be that funny, but I would try. But I've heard, like, from multiple sources that they're very competitive at SNL. Like, and I mean everybody. Like, they're all trying to be top dog. They're trying to be number one. But in this day and age, you could be number 1 or number 50 or number 27 with this camera here. With this thing right here called the internet. I mean, and granted, I was watching, like, my mom was watching, like, a newer episode of SNL, and it wasn't funny. It was just kind of stupid, because they all were doing this, like, live feeding it, and I'm like, this is so boring. Just show older episodes of SNL and remind people like what this show was about. This show was about getting like young, fresh comedians, fresh actors, fresh comedic actors up on TV and seeing their talent. That's what SNL was always about to me. Like, everybody talks about the the 60s show, and I've seen some of the 60s stuff, and I'm like, they're funny, but not all of it like was like a home run. Like, and yes, SNL had also like a down point when it came to during the early 80s. They had like Joe Piscopo that nobody remembers. Gilbert Gottfried was on SNL, and it kind of sank. But towards the mid 80s, it started to rise because you had a few individuals. John Lovitz, Phil Hartman, I think Phil Hartman, maybe, I don't know. But one important is Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, when Eddie Murphy came on, that show became like, oh my god, we're dying to, oh my god, he saved us. And guess who else was on SNL? I'll give you a hint. He talks like this, and he played a superhero. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. was on SNL. But he wasn't called Robert Downey, he was called Robert Downey. I was waiting for the junior part, because like, Robert Downey. Okay, finish up the name there. It should have gone Robert Downey Jr. Like, that's a cool name. But it's just so... It just bugs me nowadays that we're just... And granted, I don't know. Just celebrity worship is kind of a bad thing in my mind. It's okay to, like them and be like, okay, you can glean off of them. Like, I like Joaquin Phoenix because he's an amazing actor. Like, the first time I saw him in Signs was... that movie's so beautiful, and the fact that people kind of like... That movie's so underappreciated. Not really underrated, but underappreciated, because it's so... If you've ever had, like, an experience, not with the aliens, but, like, noticing different things and different things connecting. Like, that's the brilliance of M. Night Shyamalan. It's not just his you know, but it's the how he weaves things together. Like, I watched Glass, like, not too long ago with my friend Seth, and I was watching it and just kind of, like, noticing the different things of, like, how this one supervillain took down this secret organization. And it was brilliant. It was brilliant. Yes, I spoiled the movie for most people, but to be honest with you, that's where he shines, when he weaves, like, things together, when everything goes into synchronicity. Like, that's his strength right there. Like, you see it with Sixth Sense, you see it with Unbreakable, you see it with Signs. The Village just kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. That's where he started to fall apart. It wasn't with Signs. It wasn't with, you know, The Last Airbender, which, by the way, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? And it was the Village, because I thought, like, The Village was, like, I like the concept of a a colonial horror movie, which nobody, like, you know, it's like the same thing with The Witch, but it turns out, well, it's just a bunch of people who were just cowards. That's how I took it. Like, oh, you didn't like modern civilization because people died, and you decided to live in, like, as if it was still the 1800s. It's like, or the 1700s. You're a cult. You're a fucking cult. And this is why people died in your fucking thing. You know, it's such a bullshit movie. I was watching going, this is bullshit. You know, the idea would have been great if it was, again, a Victorian horror movie. You know what I mean? That would have been beautiful to watch. But then again, I know people out there are gonna defend that, but I'm not. I'm gonna take it out back with the shotgun and blow its head off. And then he did, what's the other one he came out with? The Happening. Ooh. Which, you know, I have a friend who was in The Happening. There was some movie in between The Happening and The Village. I don't know what it was, but then he did the devil movie with the, you know, everybody stuck in an elevator. And then The Last Airbender, which was just tanked. And then he came back. Then he came back with The Visit. And then he started to come back again with the movie Split, which I thought was pretty damn good too. And then he came back with Glass. I think Glass is like his, like, you know, he came back strong with Glass. I mean, Split was a great movie, and I love the fact that this is a horror movie. It's a supervillain origin, but it plays out like a horror movie. And I think that's brilliant right there. That is super brilliant. I know I'm going off topic, and I should have been talking about 50 Cent praising the president. Which I'm like, you know, I'm okay with that. And the media, again, I know I'm going off topic here, but I don't care. But I will say this, though. Back to what I was saying, though. It's, again, I'm glad to see certain people coming back strong. Like 50 Cent, like, you know, supporting the president, which, you know what, I'm tired of everybody trying to tear him down or destroy him or wanting him dead. It's like, yo, do you not hear yourselves? Like, when you talk about, like, assassinating the president? Like, you know, if I was talking about Obama or Kennedy, which has happened to Kennedy, by the way, you all would be fucking angry at me. Well, he was a great president. So was fucking Reagan, but, you know, y'all shit on him, too, for having, you know, for being a senile old man. Yet you're all willing to jump on the bandwagon and vote for another senile old man. Joe Biden, who doesn't know where the fuck he is most of the time. But it's, I don't know, I'm rambling, I ramble way too much, and then I get lost, and I'm like, and then I just start turning into Joe Biden. And, I know a lot about cockroaches. They're hairy legs, and, I made a poopy. I don't care. At least it's not, you know, there's a lot of people out there who are also wanting to let, you know, I forget his name now. Bernie Sanders. I just forgot, because I don't care anymore about Bernie Sanders. People were like, And that's another thing. I'm gonna reveal a secret to you. I was secretly hoping when Trump was running for the first time, I was secretly like hoping he would win, but I wanted Bernie to win. I was like, I want Bernie to win, but secretly I was like, let Trump win. I want him to win. But it was for malicious reasons. But like, I don't know. It's done and said, and I'll tell you that story again. I will tell you that story again of where I was at when Trump won the election, because that is a story for another day. And I think I've gone long enough, so I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, love you, and bye-bye. And remember to stay happy. And also, to people who are stuck in lockdown, get out. I'll do the next episode tomorrow, so peace.